Testing, testing, testing. That looks good. Let's see. Someone in. Oh, they're so cute. Yeah, are there more? If we can just make a little more space on either side of the X, get a little bit closer, maybe. I'm just gonna scooch it, just like one plank, maybe like one piece of bamboo would be awesome. Thank you. You're good. Can you fit? Yeah, maybe if Deb and Sally just each scooch over a little bit, just to not watch out to not bang the camera, and as long as you don't maybe mind some limbs or peripheral parts being on camera. Yeah, we have to get way tighter. So I would recommend the width of your foot between you on side to side and the length of your foot in front of you and behind you. So my love on the purple mat, if you want to move forward a little bit, you're welcome to, just to give the people behind you more space. And there's definitely a lot of room in the center. Yeah, feel free to come on up. We got space next to Keisha, next to Maury. Maury in the middle today. How's that happen? Someone got your spot. I'm sorry. 2026, change. Yeah, change. Thanks, friends. And yeah, I mean, just in case there's latecomers, people just waking up. Okay. Oh. Hello. Also, if someone wants to be on the mat that's on the live stream, you're welcome to come on up and have lots of space. Do you want to? If you want to, you may. Yeah, there's a lot of space right here in a weird way. It's a weird shaped space. Yeah. Oh yeah, Deb, move up, and then if you three folks move up, we can fit a few folks in there. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Hillary. That is, it's helping. Okay, all aboard. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being together. I drank a lot of champagne last night, and I was like a little worried about my head this morning. Is this 40s? It was in my stomach? Is that what happens? Like, oh, that's different. TMI, sorry for the new folks, sorry. No filter. Okay, really happy that you're all here. January in the yoga studio, welcome. If this is the only time you do yoga this year, I'm really glad you're starting the year with yoga. And if we get to spend a lot of time together, I'm so grateful for that. This time last year, pretty shitty just collectively, not to project. You probably had stuff going on personally too, most of us do, we're human, just all the personal stuff. And was looking at the year ahead with like so much despair and trepidation, like it felt really shitty this time last year for me. Anyone else? And like we fucking, and thank God for my yoga practice and community, because I don't know that I would have made it through. Yoga just became so much more monumental in that regard. January last year was like a decade or a century, and I just doubt and despair, but it still is the year of the snake, and I just always take the lunar zodiac energy of the year from the Chinese astrology. So we're in the year of the snake still until February 17th, and then we enter the year of the horse. And like the snake burrows, and I just went into the depths, went into the underworld of my own being, and it really helped me see everything again through the lens of eternity. I know that sounds pretty woo, but it really helped. And 1 year later, to like be facing like just kind of more of the same, and who knows, the past theme of the 2020s has been unprecedented. That's like the word, the buzzword for the time that we're living in. That like the despair and the trepidation is like totally still there, but it is overwhelming or consuming. I just expanded myself through my practice and community to be able to like bear it and we're off to the races. So where my heart felt really heavy a year ago, like really heavy, it's racing, but not in a bad way. Like, let's go, let's go. And what do we need to let's go in February? These last few year of the snake is about shedding. The snake sheds. And the snake sheds because it's grown from the inside. It needs to shed that outer layer. And I got to like see a lot of snakes this year. Weirdly, I guess I was just kind of summoning them. And when they're freshly shed, they glisten. And as I was starting to think in like November, December about the year ahead, even forgetting about all the snake stuff we talked about in class and in practice and in contemplation about a year ago, the word glistening kept coming to me. And so somehow this, and like, I guess even like, I guess my earliest like horse memory is mane and tail. Anyone? I'm just like remembering this right now. Does anyone know? You have to be kind of a certain age to know what glisten. So like we glisten. Let's bring back mane and tail. But the snake sheds, it's a release. And when we like just shed all that is no longer needed, that's like keeping us cocooned, we kind of break free of that outer layer and we glisten. But the thing that is like really holding my focus right now is how the snake actually has to rub up against something in its outer and of the skin. It has to rub up against something on the outside to let that inner growth come through and glisten. So it's just kind of like, what does that mean to you? Our practices over the next few weeks are going to be very inspired by like what else needs to be shed, released, cleared away. In lieu of the metta at the end of practice that we've been doing for the last 2 months, if you really like working with that practice, please, by all means, it's a lifelong practice, come back to it. But at the end, when we're in our final relaxation, I might just offer some contemplation around releasing and what it means to you. It's not up to me to tell you what it means, although I might offer a few different ideas that you can work with in order to sort of plant the seed. We'll do the physical to prepare for the contemplation. Any requests for our physical practice today? Okay. Foot cues? Yeah, you got it. Hips. Release. Yeah, I guess I was releasing a lot this morning. Careful what you ask for. For the new folks, welcome. Again, I'm so glad you're here. My name's Mariel. Everything I offer is an invitation, not an obligation, so please feel free to take it or leave it. We're live streaming, so I might be on my mat a little bit as we get into it, and then the hopes is that the folks at home can tune in more with their ears than their eyes so that I can get off the mat and move about the room for the folks who are here in person. I may offer some verbal adjustments if you want them. I'll ask first. Anything other than a clear yes is a no. Feet and hips, and also just to add one more thing, it's not a speak now or for peace model, so into the body. If there's something that you need or want from the practice, just call it out. Oh yeah, a little, just a little. I've been wanting to do a lot of those lately, which is interesting because I'm not, but 20 really was so many more forward bends in my practice than ever in 25 years. And I think that's all that snake burrowing energy. I always like to start by inviting you to make yourself as comfortable as humanly possible. So you can see some folks recline. You can sit back against the wall if you're near one. You can sit up tall. There's no right or wrong. Just please give yourself permission in a comfortable posture for you. Sort of the intention to seek as much comfort as humanly possible, sort of soothes otherwise distractions of discomfort. Look for your breath. You can allow the eyes to soften and close. Closing the eyes is a gesture of turning into darkness in order to see more clearly. Look for expand. The entire physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to the breath, to the gift of life that fills us, surrounds us, and connects us to each other and all is. The breath ignites your heart, and the splendor of your heart has an opportunity to inform and illuminate and inspire the faculty of your mind, your thoughts, and the agency of your body, your actions. Embodiment, we have an opportunity here and now together to align ourselves, engage ourselves, and stretch ourselves through alignment. If the breath can flow in us, as us more deeply, more fully, more freely, and in turn that expansive capacity bandwidth for breath, for life force energy, it gives us more stamina, endurance. It's called tapas in tradition, Sanskrit word. It gives us more stamina for more life. The strength, the capacity to hold it all, to bear it all, and to engage it all. In and as the gift of embodiment. As the breath ignites your heart and your heart illuminates your mind and your body, just take a look from inside the heart, emotionally, mentally, physically. Is there anything you'd like to offer to the fire of your practice today to be released? Conscious, subconscious, unconscious. Think of the fire itself as building a ritual fire. Is there anything in particular it is time to release? And what does release even mean to you? On your next breath, hands together at heart center. So if you're reclined, I like to invite folks to place palm over palm at heart. And if you're seated, palm to palm at heart center, like a prayer gesture, which is known as Anjali Mudra. It's a gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges the voice of the truth indwelling further than your heart, which is never further than your breath. And it's a gesture that places this aspect of ourselves before us as a guide for at least the time we spend together. And together we'll set the tone video for 2026 by offering the voices of our hearts, sharing the voices of our hearts together in the collective sense. Bow to your heart. Keeping that connection inward unwavering, release the hands, blink open the eyes. come onto all fours to start in a tabletop position. Just begin by linking breath and movement in the ways that naturally feel good. Exhale to round, inhale to arch. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it, and in that section, maybe linger an extra breath or two on each stretch. Let it get more organic, like maybe from cat to cow and cow to cat. As you start to kind of let the inner body break through the outer patterns of holding you in, holding you together. Got really into Greek mythology this past year. I guess it's like an in. Okay, walk the hands up to the top corners of the mat, spread the fingers and claw the fingertips and really root through the inner edges of your hands so they're a little wider than the shoulders. Walk your knees back just a little bit behind your hips, hands forward. Your hips towards your heels. Breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. Claw the fingertips. And with the inhales, let the arm bones lift. And with the exhales, let the upper back sink. On the inhale, claw the hands back to lift yourself towards a table. You might walk your knees in a little bit. I'm just going to walk it back to give you a little space. And hands still as wide as the mat. Float the armpits towards the ears if you lost that. And now bring the pelvis forward and bend your elbows the bare minimum to bring your hips to the floor. And then point your feet and hug your legs. And as you press the tops of the feet down, claw your hands back. Press the tailbone down and the roof of your mouth back. Hands back, press your feet down. And on the exhale, tuck the toes, push up and back all the way to downward facing dog. As you come into your downward facing dog, bend the left leg and stretch through the back of the right leg. And again, breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. And then bend the right leg and stretch through the left leg. And slowly at your own pace, pedal the feet from side to side. Press through the arms to lift through the hips. And one at a time, root through each heel. Take your feet as wide as the mat and walk your hands back to your feet. Bend the knees. Bring your hands to your outer shins. And with your hands on your outer shins, press towards the midline and then press the inner knees and thighs out. Can you feel the sitting bones widen? Keep that, wrap your hands to your calves, and as you press the calves forward, press your thigh bones back, just as much as you can, straighter. They don't have to go all the way straight. The shins hug in, the calves press forward, the thigh bones press out and back and apart. And then as you inhale, walk it out to downward. You can adjust your hands and your feet, pedal it out, notice any newfound space. If you have space behind you, some of you in the back of the room may not. Float the right leg to the sky. Look forward, exhale, catch your spin the back heel to the earth, inhale for warrior two. and you're not sure, we use the math class law of the universe. You look at someone who most looks like they know what they're doing. You're not comparing, you're just copying, okay? Reach the left arm to the back of the room, back, 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 and let the front leg bend deeper. Find your breath, and as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other. Feel the legs engage from the ground all the way up into the hips. And from the core of the pelvis, as you root through the legs, one more time, reach straight back. Is it okay to touch? Reach back, yes, and bend deeper. Yes, feel that? There it went, right into center. Push the front leg straight, big breath in. Parallel the feet. Mind but ratio, fold right down the middle. Careful, you might have to go to the side. Fingertips to the floor or blocks. If the floor feels far away, just take your feet wider. It might be a little counterintuitive. The more open you and then bend into your left leg, the littlest amount required to feel a stretch through the inner. We've been 25, get right there. Push the left leg straight, turn the right knee and toes through lunge, walk your hands to frame, step it back to downward dog. Nose, of course, allergies and sinuses. And as you exhale, stretch your stance. Is it okay to touch? Okay. Yes. Bend the front leg deeper. Feel the difference? Everyone squeeze the left heel in, guide the left knee open, reach back, pull the feet towards each other, deep. Push the front leg straight. Right down the middle. With the heels grounded, tip a little bit more weight into the balls of your feet. And as you pull the feet towards each other, we're going to bend a little bit in to feel a stretch through the inner leg. Belly breathing. So as you inhale, with every inhale through the nose, feel the belly expand throughout the practice as best you can. With every exhale through the nose, feel the center soften and contract. It's called belly breathing or full yogic breaths. It's okay. If you want to be, that would be great, but yeah, you may as well. Thank you. Friends at home, Deb has graciously offered to hop on the mat. Thank you, Deb. Push the right leg, turn the left knee and toes through lunge. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Notice any newfound space. Revelation. Snake against something to shed. It sheds, but then tomorrow it's back. You okay? On the inhale, find plank. Exhale, lower just the knees, look forward, look ahead. Claw the fingertips, and now we're gonna bend the elbows, just the bare minimum to bring the pelvis to the floor. You bend your elbows as much as you need. Press the tops of the feet down and claw the hands towards the feet. Press the inner edges of the hands down more and the little toe sides of the feet. And so the energy flows through all those areas of the body more fully. Inner edges of the hands press down, outer edges of the feet, hug the legs together, pull the hands back. One more belly breath. Gorgeous. Exhale, downward dog. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Spin the back heel to the earth for warrior two. Maybe walk the back foot back a little bit more. Squeeze the right heel in, guide the right knee open, reach back. Like you're gonna hold on to the hand behind you and they're gonna reach back, and we're gonna create like a loom here. Reach back, hold on, and then let the top of the front thigh release. Push the front leg straight, big breath. And on the exhale, left fingertips to the floor or block. Just bring your hand to your hip instead of reaching up. Does that feel different? Yeah, left hand to your, right hand to the floor or the block for triangle pose. And if there's any tension in the neck or shoulders, bring that top hand to the hip and look down. With the hand on the hip to the spine. Then maybe, if it feels okay, look straight ahead. Belly breath. As you inhale, belly expands, pull the feet towards each other. And as you exhale, the belly contracts, and from right, push down and up through the legs to feel the spine extend through the crown. On the exhale, bend the front leg, touch the earth, step it back to downward facing dog, and just take a moment to pause, to feel, to notice. Back heel to the earth, ride the breath to warrior two. So there for support, and that allows the front leg to be deeper. Nice. And guide and pull the feet towards each other. Reach back, bend deeper. Now push the front leg straight, big breath in. Exhale, left fingertips to the floor or block. Right hand to the hip. With the right hand on the hip, root the right hip down towards the right foot. Draw the right shoulder blade to the spine. And as you press the left fingertips into the floor, like you're pressing the block down into the earth, you could slide the ribs back, the shoulders back, the head back, either looking down or straight ahead. If there's freedom in the neck and shoulder, maybe reach the arm to the sky. And make it an offering to the breath. Deep breath in through the nose. Feel it pour in and down and fill you up. Pull the feet to the midline. And as you exhale, push the energy down through the legs as it extends through the spine and the crown. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths. And on your exhale, bend the front leg, pass through your lunge, downward facing dog. Look for the breath. Look forward, lower just the knees, pelvis forward and down as you claw the hands back. Peel the collarbones back. Hug your feet towards each other and press the feet down as you claw the hands back. And imagine there was like something behind your head that you're pushing to the back of the room. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Ride the breath. Lift the heels high and tiptoe your feet forward towards the top of your mat. Fold over your legs, bow to your heart. Bend the legs deep like you would for chair pose, spoiler alert. Bring your hands, so feet and knees are hips width apart now at the top of your mat. And with the knees bent, press, again, place the hands to the outer shins and press the shins towards each other. And then press the inner knees and thighs apart. As the tailbone anchors down, can you feel the front of the pelvis lift off the thighs? Keep that and then just reach the arms straight forward. Biceps in line with the ears, then ears back, then biceps back. And as the tailbone and buttock flesh roots down, the bottom tips of the shoulder blades press the base of the heart center forward and up. Biceps by the ears. As you exhale, sit a little deeper. inhale, stand tall. Stand your ground, stand tall. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Eyes softly open or softly closed. Find the rhythmic beating of your heart. Always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful and luminous, wherein every virtue imaginable resides, and more. Invite a deeper breath in, a longer breath out. Release the hands. Find a strap, and let's do our shoulder stretch standing today. Take your feet about as wide as your mat. No strap. This. Is there something going on with the shoulder? What?
An impingement.
Oh, fuck. So does it not go this way?
It was yesterday, but I guess it decided to start to do
Oh, okay. Just take it really easy because you can't really push through that. It just makes it worse. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna take the strap behind the back. So I stand right in front of the camera. Thanks, Deb. And you just, the strap is there so that your hands can be as close together as they can, but as far apart as they need to bring the shoulder blades together. So you wanna feel as though you could actually like hold like a pen or a pencil between the shoulder blades. And then when you do that, you might notice that like the bottom ribs, you want to draw the bottom ribs back into center without letting the heads of the arm bones come forward. So I call this like dialing into center. Shoulder blades together, bottom ribs back. And then reach the arms back. Feel both feet on the ground. Have your feet as close together or as wide apart as you need to feel stable. And as you inhale, hug the feet towards the midline. Feel the legs ignite. As you exhale, slide the ribs back and reach the arms back and up. And as you inhale, hug the feet towards each other. And as you exhale, pull the hands away from each other. Rest the head back and breathe. Exhale, release. And shake it out. Find your breath. On the inhale, reach the arms forward and up. And as you exhale, fold over your legs, bow to your heart. Get long through the spine. Exhale, fold. Keep the strap handy, or the bolster if that's what you're using. And we're just gonna step the left foot back to lunge. Spin the back heel to the ground. Rest your belly, your torso on your front leg. And then either bring your hands to your hips, the strap, the bolster, or interlace for a shoulder stretch here. This is called Humble Warrior, and it sucks, in my opinion. Spoiler alert again. This is one of my least favorites. Humility is a hard virtue, and so, so valuable. Hanuman is the deity. In the past year or so, capacity to rise to the occasion. Like we don't really even know how much power we have until it's called upon to rise. The humility. As you inhale, pull the feet towards each other, hug the shoulder blades together, and as you exhale, slither the tailbone towards the earth and slide the crown towards the earth. On the exhale, release, spin the back heel to the sky, take a big step forward. Fold over your legs, bow to your heart, to the indwelling light. Big breath in, and on your exhale, step your right foot back to lunge. Spin the back heel to the ground. Rest the torso on the front thigh. Again, so stage one would just be like hands to hips, point your elbows to the sky, and hug the shoulder blades together. Stage two would be like the bolster behind the back or holding the strap between the hands, hug the shoulder blades together. If you can keep the shoulder blades together, or you can interlace the hands. But you could start with hands. Little bend in the elbows. Pull the feet towards each other. Hug the shoulder blades together. Chest, the lungs, the heart open. And as you exhale, the tailbone anchors down and the head moves towards the earth inside the front leg. And you reach your arms towards the floor overhead. Gently release the strap, spin the back heel up, take a big step forward, get long through the spine, big breath in, exhale, fold. Step the left foot back to lunge, take your blocks high inside your front leg. Lower the back knee to the earth and pad with a blanket if you want a little cushioning there. Walk your back knee back a little bit and then pull high inside your front leg. Bending your back leg with your left hand, find your left foot for a thigh stretch. Now the tendency, like in Warrior Two, is everything tends to like drop down and forward. Can you take your butt towards your back heel, like you're moving towards puppy pose or child's pose? And as you take the top of the thigh and the butt back to the heel, if you feel steady, bring your right hand to your right thigh. Pull the right foot, knee, and hip crease back. And as you pull the back knee forward, everyone take the ribs back. Feel that? And then the shoulders back, the head back, lean back a little bit. And then let the top of the front thigh descend. Gently release. Big forward, get long through the spine, huge breath in. And as you exhale, fold, step the right foot back to lunge. Lower the back, padding as needed. Little cushioning for the knees, not essential, but strongly encouraged. Blocks high inside the front leg. Towards your back heel, that's the direction we want to keep going in. Bend the back leg as you press the back knee down and forward. Right hand reaches for the foot. Maybe left hand to the left. Press the back knee down and forward and the front foot down and back. I'm going to say that again. Press the back knee down and forward and the front foot down and back. And as the top of your back thigh moves towards your back heel, the top of the front thigh releases to the front heel. Breathing, jaw soft, eye soft. Very gently release. Love that variation, Melanie. Go toes. Step it back to downward facing dog. Linking vinyasa in the style of you. Think of yourself as the breath with a body. Let the breath carry you. Inhale to plank. Exhale to lower in the way that you like to transition towards the earth. Facing dog. The heels high, bend the knees, sit back on your heels. Toes tucked under, by the way. Yeah, toes tucked. Okay, we're getting into that foot and hip request thing. Anyone want to add anything? We had foot, feet, foot. Feet, hips, heart openers, back bends. Low back. What are we touching there? Okay. Chime in as you like. Toes tucked under, sit on your heels. Let the hips be heavy. Belly breathing. Soft. If you need to come up, you just rise up for a breath or two and go back in. This is called Vajrasana. Okay, walk your hands. Position. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Find your breath. You can back here, Vajrasana or downward dog. On the inhale, float the right to the sky. Exhale, step it through to lunge. Okay, you're going to rock back onto your heel and insert the block underneath the ball of the foot. You take your other block high inside your front leg for both hands. And push both legs towards straight. The back heel can be lifted. The front toes lift and spread. And as you lift and spread your toes, you're pushing the big toe ball mound into the block. Try not to grip with your toes. Lift and spread the toes and get a little bit more weight to the big toe ball mound so much the outer little toe ball mound lifts up and the little toe can spread. Breathe, belly breathing. Bend the leg, step it. Breath. Heel and insert the block underneath the toes of the left, like the ball, really the foot, the big toe ball can lift and then the big toe ball mound where the big toe attacks the heel of the foot, that's pushing on the block like a gas pedal. Toes. You can push both legs straight. And as you push the big toe ball mound into the block, you can even manually, if you have the stability with your left hand, pull the left hip crease. Breathe, belly breathing. It's the shedding of, can you shed the tension in the brow, the jaw, bend the front leg, step it back to downward facing dog. Knees deep, sit back on your heels. Thumbs to the tops of the thighs, index finger, thumbs to touch. This is called Chin Mudra or Dhyana Mudra. Kind of shoulder blades together, let the lids be soft, softly closed or softly open. Soft. Breath. As you the arms up, rise up onto your knees. And as you exhale, hands to heart, walk it out, downward dog. Find your breath on the inhale. Okay, walk your right foot towards your left hand, that general vicinity, doesn't have to be. And now we're gonna take a block on its lowest height outside your front foot, and very carefully you'll lower the back knee down and lower your front shin onto the block. Like what? I think you can check out Deb if you're not sure. You can bring your right hand to a block or the floor in front of you. And then for some of you, can you start to take your fingers in between your toes, thread your fingers, your left fingers in between your right toes. Squeeze your fingers, spread your toes. Squeeze your toes, spread your fingers. Maybe a little bit like that, back and forth. Okay, now release and just, stay like on the block, but just flex your right foot so much. Spread your toes and pull the knees towards each other. Yes, try to square your hips a little more. Back. And then plant your hands and take it all the way up and back to three-legged dog. Right leg high to the sky. Can open it up if and as you like, totally optional. Keep the right arm, left armpit lifting. Okay, square the hips, float the leg. Step the left foot through to lunge. Take the block, walk the left foot over to the right hand. And lower the left shin onto the block. Pad the back knee as needed. Pull the knees towards each other. Flex the left foot, flex it. An option to interlace your right fingers between your left toes. And spread the fingers and squeeze the toes. And squeeze the fingers and spread the toes. And just breathing and allowing the light of awareness to traverse that whole area between mind and toes, hands and feet. So the inner vital energy expands more evenly throughout all the fibers of your being, traversing tension, dissolving tension, releasing those interior sort of obstacles and boundaries so that the center can expand and flow more freely in you, as you, through you, from you. Plant the hands, take it back to downward dog. You can take the left leg high if you like it. Open it up. Just keep that right armpit lifting. Nice, Emily. Inhale the leg long. Float it down. And we're just going to take the right leg through to regular pigeon prep. You can, unless you love the block, again, in the modern olden days, we used to call that turbo pigeon. Haven't heard it called that in a long time. High in front of you or framing your hips here. More weight on the outer edge of the back knee. On the inhales, you pull the knee. Engagement and integrity, a lift and a lightness. You could do that with each inhale to find it and feel it a little more. And try to sustain it as you bend your back leg. Left hand finds your left foot in a pigeon thigh stretch. Press the back knee down and forward, draw the left back, and if you feel steady, you might block higher outside your right hip to square the hips and the shoulders. The right shoulder goes up and back. Maybe slide the right hand onto the upper right thigh. Maybe take flight if that feels appropriate. Think back knee down and forward, bottom ribs up and back, head back. And as you root down through the back knee, reach through your right fingertips. Beautiful. One more belly breath, and on an exhale, release, find the release in downward facing dog. You can pedal it out. Newfound space. It could be downward dog, child's pose, or notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. Maybe noticing the newfound space, or like noticing what lives where in terms of tension or to be released because it's entered the light of awareness through the lens of your practice. We'll take the left side through to pigeon prep. Just take a moment, take your time. You want the back leg in line with it always helps me to close my weight falling to the inner edge of the back knee. That's the tendency for all of us. We want a little bit more weight to the outer edge of the back knee. And then we pull the knees towards each other, and when you bend the back leg, the right foot, and the block under the left, where you need to feel supported. Like we're leaning and tipping to the left, we want to get more weight to the right. And then as you press the right knee down and forward, draw the left shoulder up and back. Belly breathing, brow soft, jaw soft. Maybe bring the left hand to the left thigh, pull the knees towards each other, lift up more than collapse down, and then maybe take flight. Reach up, stretch up. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths, and gently release and find down child's pose in the style of you. That pose is the equivalent of like a throat culture. Like a gag. Sometimes I gag on that pose. But like that gag, it takes us right to an edge. And when we find and know our edges, it's not to like violate our own boundaries or limits, but it shows us what we have to like rub up against. Like, you can sit back on your heels for a second. I even like, it's gonna lead. I was dropped on my head really hard when I was little. And I had a concussion, but like no one knew. But I fucked up my C2 area a bit. I recovered. It's the good news-ish. me, I recovered. But like I would get these like neck spasms, like really debilitating neck spasms. In my early 20s, I found this body worker healer. I use the word healer very selectively because that word is thrown about. This woman was, if she's still alive, still is, I'm sure, a true healer, Patty Starr. That was her name, Patty Starr. And she would do this adjustment where she would stick her finger down my throat. This is just like a side story. It's like a break, like drink some water. And she would press your surface of what, is that C2 in there? C3? I don't know, whatever the anterior, like, so your spine has like a front, a back, and side. She would like press, I don't even know, like 1 or 2 fingers on the front of whatever vertebra is back there, and she would click it back into space. And it just felt like the Lincoln Tunnel opened up with like cars, you know, like it was just like this huge and release. But like the trust and the intimacy that you need to have with someone to like let them. But that like, I think that the poses sometimes are metaphors for that. Like there's the ones we know we love that just feel good. And then I know I have the ones that I avoid. But the more like the years where I would like really dedicate myself to I didn't like, those were like some of the biggest breakthrough years, just building that relationship with creates like the opportunity for a opening. And anyway, that pigeon thigh stretch one used to really, really get me. I even remember like triangle used to like really, I would gag on that pose. Anyone else have a pose that you gag on? Dolphin? Eagle. Does anyone have a pose? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I gag on all these poses. Okay, the year of the gag. Downward facing dog. But just to remember, like when there's that like edge, that's where the snake rubs itself to shed, in order to shed. Huge breath in, float the right leg high to the sky. Exhale through to pigeon prep. Can you flex the right foot, bend the back leg, pull the knees towards each other, left hand grabs the left foot, reach the right arm up. One breath, pull the knees towards each other as you reach up. Then carefully, it might be spring loaded, release, bring your forearm. Exhale, step it back to forearm plank. Press the wrist knobs down, elbows in, come on to tippy. Walk your foot in, walk it in. Elizabeth, bring your elbows a little closer. Dolphin, okay, look towards your thighs, press your upper back towards your thighs, press the wrist knobs down, shrug the shoulders, press your upper back to the thighs, float the left leg to the sky, lift the right heel high, press the inseam of your left leg across the room, and now carefully ground just the bottom heel towards the earth. Oof. And lift the heel up and float the top. Concerns, conundrums, or pro tips? Pro tips. You have one or you want one? Protest. Yeah, that's welcome. Protest. This pose is about standing in and on and from your heart after like going through it. It's a hip opener, it's a thigh stretch, it's a difficult transition through center, like a core plank, and then you walk it in and you transition the focal point from the pelvis, your ground of being, to your heart. And you stand in and on and from your heart when you float one leg to the sky. And then that foot request thing. Anyone feel that in like the bottom, like the sole of the foot all the way up through that back chain of the leg? Meet in downward dog, take your time. Good news, we only have 2 sides. And remember, everything is an invitation, not an obligation. So you can hydrate, cheer for your friends, the ones who are here or not even here. That's a spiritual practice too. Offer it to the breath. You're not subjugating yourself, not competing with yourself. The invitation is to receive yourself here and now exactly as you are, the you that you are coming. Inhale, float the left leg to the sky as you exhale, left leg through to pigeon prep. Press through the back knee, drag it forward. Down and forward, reach the left arm up. Gently your front arms to the floor, interlace your fingers, press the forearm, wrist knobs down, and as you press the back knee and thigh to the sky, the left foot meets the right foot. Pause, take a breath, connect to center. Breath to heart. And tiptoe your feet forward. And as you walk forward, the hips rise, stand in and on, and press your upper back towards your thighs. Come on to tippiest of tippy toes. Try bending your legs. Float the other leg to that is. Towards the top of the room, towards the front of the room. Lift the bottom heel higher. Good, now keep the top leg lifted straight and strong. Nothing changes, just ground the bottom heel against that resistance. Ground the bottom heel. Good, lift the bottom heel, float the top foot down, walk it back and rest. Enjoy the unconditional gravity, the lap of the earth where we are all connected. Can make a pillow with your hands. Enjoy your and maybe notice, enjoy the peaceful, utterly powerful, racing, deepen the breath and notice how the heart responds to the breath. This is like self-pillow talk. When you feel your heart and you notice the breath and you deepen the breath and the heart responds to that gift of life that the breath offers. Okay, we're gonna roll. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Bend the elbows alongside the waist, palms to the midline. Press the, wriggle the shoulder blades together and feel the sternum, the breastbone, the chest lift and open. The center back of the skull where it touches the earth, press all the muscles around the lift, engage. With the knees bent, hips width apart, and the feet right underneath the knees, stand through your feet to lift your hips up for bridge pose. Hips lift, maybe wriggle the shoulder blades in a little deeper. And as you press the elbows down, legs feel the bridge grow from inside out. Desiree, bring your knees a little closer and walk your feet underneath you a bit more. Yeah, like towards your elbows a little bit, that way, yeah, and hug the knees in. The palms can come to rest anywhere on your midsection, and as you inhale, feel the breath rise into the palms of your hands, and as you exhale, soften. Right here, I like this, or reach the arms down alongside, press the palms down into the earth, or interlace your hands underneath you for Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose, the instrument of connection, the bridge. The yogi is the instrument of connection. In a world and a culture that tries so hard to divide us, the yogis create and sustain connection. Connected to your midline, feel the bridge grow from inside out. Either exhale to lower down, or if you have more, want more, place your hands outside your ear, about as wide as for Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow pose. Beautiful. Turn the toes in, hug the knees in, keep your feet and legs like trolley tracks, like railroad tracks. And as you hug to the midline, press the feet down and forward, heart forward the opposite direction. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths, and then save, exhale for the release. And as you lower into the lap of the earth with each exhale and more release. Where can you release, soften, let go? It's warm in here. Okay, we're gonna roll onto the belly. If you need like a table or a puppy or a child's pose to release the low back from that first at it. Hopefully we're not quite in that zone yet, but if you need it, take what you need. Locate your massage balls. I got you, Deb. And we'll remove one. Oh, are these the new ones yet? They don't feel like it. We have new massage balls for 2026. Because if you notice, they're soft now. They're new? Maybe not all of them. Yeah, because these balls have been the recipients of a fuck ton of tension in 2025. So we have new ones ready for 2026. I'm sorry they're not out yet. Yeah. They're coming. Is this mine? Take one out. If your neighbor doesn't have one, because I have been asking folks to bring them down, if they're soft and you like this, do you need one? Oh, you have them. You can take them home today if you like them. We're going to place one ball right above the right knee at the base of the right thigh. And bend and straighten the legs slowly at your own pace. Notice what you feel. You can prop yourself on your forearms or make a pillow with your hands. Oh my gosh, is my mic really going in and out? It's new. Sorry, friends. I don't know why. I feel like this is just a me thing. It doesn't seem to happen to other folks. Take the knee to the right and let the foot fall to the midline or the left so the ball rolls to the inseam. And then roll the knee to the midline and let the foot fall out to the right. You can go back and forth slowly a few times from inner knee, inner thigh to outer thigh. And then come back to center. And either scoot yourself back, or maybe because we're tight in the room today, just manually bring the ball up to one pace. Breathing, belly breathing. And then find a place when you're ready between bent and straight, and the knee can roll out, the foot falls to the left. And the knee can roll in and the foot falls to the right. Slowly at your own pace. And then come back to either scooch it back or again, manually take the ball up a little bit more. This is not like an exact science, you just sort of feel your way through. If it's too intense, it takes your breath away, and that's gonna add tension, that's gonna create a stress response that adds to the tension. So you wanna work in that is tolerable, like not too intense. And the breath is sort of the measure. You should be able to breathe. It shouldn't take your breath away. And with the ball more at the top of the thigh, I recommend, like, when the leg is straight, press the top of the foot down so much the knee lifts. Take a beat, and then let the knee release. Take a beat, and let the heel draw towards the butt cheek. And I like to do that repeatedly. Of course, there's less range of motion here, but if you want to go across the fibers of the muscle from inseam to outseam, you can find that action here as well. If there's questions, comments, concerns, just call me over. Belly breath. And then remove the ball when you're ready and just feel the difference from one to side. The difference is in the way that the muscles are holding tension from side to side. And maybe one is like a little more glistening. We'll start with the ball at the base of the other thigh. I think it's the left thigh for most of us. And bend and straighten slowly at your own pace. And make adjustments as needed. Like if there's something going on and it's too intense, you just micro adjust, higher or lower, more to the medial side, midline, or a little more lateral. Just any little adjustments that allow the breath and the light of awareness to flow more smoothly through the interior landscape, particularly where it's a little knotty or messy as in the front of the thighs. We hold a lot of tension right here. Isn't it kind of thigh stretch? Now stretches feel the way they. You can roll from inseam so the foot falls to the right, the knee rolls in the left, where you need or want to linger. The point is come back to center, and you can roll back or slide the ball up, more middle thigh, bend and straighten. You might notice a difference from side to side. There might be some story or narrative, or maybe it's more subconscious or unconscious. Usually if there's like an injury, your body will compensate in ways that maybe are not as obvious on the outside as they are on the inside. Knees and knee surgeries will play a really obvious role here in the tension that lives maybe more on one side than the other. It's called scar tissue. I've been thinking a lot about scar tissue lately and just how it's kind of like energetic hair. And if it's not brushed or combed every day, it gets really knotty and messy. And when you're ready, we'll take one more stop towards the upper thigh. Again, it's an invitation or go a little lower. the invitation is to go higher. There's less range of motion there. So I like to, when I extend the leg straight, press the foot down, the knee a few times. And then again, less range of motion, but you might take the knee in and out fibers. And gently release. Close the toe, and then we'll place the balls right in between the tops of the shoulder blades. If it's too intense, we do this on the wall rather than laying down on the ground. Let me know if it's too intense and we can find a better spot for you in the room. And if you want more pressure, if it feels like not intense enough, you'll put a block underneath your hips. A block right underneath the hips. The thing that suits you. Stay here, and if you want more, arms up to the sky, ceiling. Knees bent, feet on the floor, arms wet side. Slowly at your own pace, kind of like seagrass. Center, maybe reach out of the sockets. That's called hardens. From side to side. Plug into the sockets. That's called retraction. The come together, and a little swaying from side to side. And then release your arms down to the sides. You can bend your knees, feet on the floor. You're gonna have to use your legs. Stand through your feet to lift your hips. Through your legs to roll your body north. If you're using the block, you're gonna manually slide the block an inch or two north, and then lower your hips to the floor or the block. And now the ball should be like between the shoulder blades at the still between the shoulder blades, but a little further south on the trapezius muscles. Reach your arms up to the sky. Can give a little sway from side to side. Leaning, rolling, reaching. You can reach the arms out of the sockets. That's called protraction if that suits you, and reach from side to side. And then retract, let the arm bones plug in. It's an exploration. So like, can tune me in or tune me out. That's always on the table. So take it or leave it model. It's your practice. With the next pass through center, cross your right arm in front of your left arm and wrap your arms around yourself like you're giving across the other arm on top, maybe left of us, and wriggle from side to side. And release the arms. And we're going to stand through the feet again, push through the legs to roll the body north. Let's guide those balls right into the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. And then you slide your block north if you're using it, and lower the hips to the floor or a block. Just a little like footnote here. Sometimes if you're using the block, it's gonna be more intense without the block here. And if you're not using the block, it'll be less intense with the block. That is not one size fits all. It's just an invitation to experiment with or without the block. To like taste it and discern your preference there. Can wrap your arms around yourself again, give a wriggle in that embrace of yourself, the dialing in to the bottom of the heart. And switch the cross of the arms if and when you're ready. I love when Spotify goes rogue and just totally gets it right. Totally what the back bottom of my heart sounds like. Anyone else? And release. If you're on a block, put it to the side. And very slowly, you're inching like a snake slithering slowly. The butt heels and pause, take a beat. Like a breath. And then slither your hips towards your feet. You might have to slither your feet out and then slither your hips towards your feet. And the balls slithering north on each side of the spine. Maybe at the same rate, different, just the side. Happening behind you, underneath you. What can the foot of yourself, your mat, the balls are slithering north. And when they get to the very top of the shoulders, pause right there. Take your time, and we want to get the balls like a little higher than where we started, even to the tops of the shoulders. And when they get to the tops of the shoulders, reach your arm straight up to the sky, or if there's impingement, just one arm, if there's an arm that doesn't have. Yeah. Okay, bring your feet hips width apart, right underneath your knees. Press the center back of the skull down, and then stand through your feet to lift your hips up. And push through your legs. Push through your feet and legs. Turn your toes in, hug your knees in, push through your legs. Breathe right here. If, it's a big if. If you want more, one at a time. Reach the right arm towards the floor overhead. Right arm up at your pace with your breath. Maybe that could be really different from side to side, yeah? Maybe both arms overhead. That's a big if. That's intense. Move the ball and feel everything. Deepest, fullest breaths that require the least amount of effort. One of the things I think it works with conscious on a conscious level, subconscious, and unconscious level. The release can be deeper than we realize consciously. Okay, we're going to bend the legs. If you want to protect your lower back a little bit more, place a block between your inner thighs, feet on the floor. And then stand through your feet to lift your hips up. Press the elbows down alongside and wriggle the shoulder blades right into that newfound space. Notice if they just like glide into that space now. Press the center back of the skull down. Scan the landscape. And you can insert one or two blocks underneath your hips here for a supported bridge pose. You could interlace your hands underneath you for a full bridge pose, or you can place your hands outside your ears as wide as your mat for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Lots of choices. Yeah, that's fine. I can take care of is there more? I'll take care of the rest. Okay. Happy New Year. 5 good breaths. Lift your heels up, hug your knees in, tiptoe your feet towards your hands. Press the balls of your feet down and forward to pump your heart forward the opposite direction. And as the heart goes forward, hug the knees in and ground the heels down. Another breath. And save exhale to lower, release. Feet wide as the mat, knees together. You can let your knees windshield wiper from side to side. Can stagger with your neighbors, move props out of the way as best you can, sip some water, add or remove layers, let your hair down, just anything we can do to eliminate tension that we can. Aren't blocking you, so you are as comfortable as humanly possible as we begin the descent into relaxation, into contemplation, perhaps into altered states. Have sort of set the space. You can come onto your back and hug your knees in towards your chest, or find happy baby first if you prefer. From happy baby, scan your body with your awareness to see if there's any final poses, movements, or adjustments that you need or want to make. You'll be guided in a moment to hug your legs together and wrap your arms around your legs. And give yourself the sweetest, most loving embrace. You can keep like the head and shoulders on the floor. If it feels better to lift the head and shoulders up, just take a moment to really wrap yourself around yourself and embrace the you that you are. Embrace the you that you've been. That can be tricky. Embrace the you that you are becoming, the you that you've yet to become. Embrace all aspects of this multifaceted self, the conscious, subconsciousness, unconsciousness, the individual, the collective, the ego, the divine, all parts. And then if it suits you, you could stretch your legs out long, reach your arms overhead, let the breath pour in and stretch you from inside out into your fullness, and exhale with an audible sigh. And 2 more times, in any posture that suits you. Let's take it in through the nose and down deep. Let it fill you up. The breath ignites the heart, and we exhale. It's a release, an audible release. 1 more. Invite the breath to breathe you. Make of yourself the sweetest and most wholehearted offering to the gift of life that each breath offers. Be receptive. The track is called Resonant Breath, resonant breathing. Thanks to you, the sound of the singing bowl. No need to restrict or challenge yourself to match the sound. It's an invitation. Every consecutive inhalation carries you into the sacred hub of your heart, to the indwelling light, the voice of the true teacher. And every exhale invites a release and an awe of the indwelling light and virtuosity of the heart from inside out. It's like the fragrance of a flower, a release of the innermost essence. Let the breath hold your vision. Take refuge in the heart of hearts. Can tune me in or tune me out. As we move through the final months of the snake year, you are entering a potent window of release. The snake is the teacher of shedding, clearing, and dissolving what no longer aligns. It asks you to let go consciously so the horse can carry you forward without resistance or energetic weight. This is a sacred transition between who you have been and who you are becoming. The snake never sheds out of punishment. It sheds because growth requires spaciousness. It releases because the next version of you cannot live inside the old restricting skin. Horse cannot run if you are carrying unnecessary weight. It cannot move you forward if your inner world is tangled. The horse rises when you rise. It accelerates when you are ready. It mirrors your clarity, your focus, and your willingness to step into the next version of yourself. Let the shedding be conscious. Let it be tender. Let it be complete. Release what is heavy. Honor what is true. Prepare your body, your home, your heart, and your spirit for movement. And here are a few different ways of thinking about release. Letting go of effort or holding. Release is the conscious softening of and physical, mental, or emotional, so that breath, energy, or attention can move freely in you, as you, through you. Release is allowing what is to complete. Release is the moment when a process finishes and no longer requires grasping, resistance, or continuation. Nothing is forced away. It simply no longer needs to be held. And release is creating space through surrender. Release is the act of yielding control and trusting gravity, time, or intelligence beyond the self, allowing space to emerge where contraction once existed. Most importantly, what does release mean to the you that you are now? What does it mean to you? And of what value is it to you? And of what value is it to something greater than just yourself? With each consecutive breath, move a little closer to the subconscious and unconscious realm. And invite your heart to soften. To glisten. And let the glistening inside emanate from inside out. Releasing the luminosity. It's an offering of beauty. When you allow the indwelling light of the heart to emanate from inside out more fully and more freely, the releasing of the nature and spirit of your heart is an offering of beauty and brilliance to those in the world around you. Imagine that. Invite a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And as you deepen your breath, again, feel how naturally your breath deepens you. Let the spirit that you are begin to gently awaken the body that you have, wiggling toes and fingers, gently stretching through your arms and your legs in the ways that naturally feel good. And as the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, let this body that you have embrace, adorn, and affirm the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself, for this is and you are the gift of life. When you're ready, bend your legs, feel both feet on the ground, and just take a moment to call yourself down. Take a breath. Call yourself back to reality and take a breath. And take a moment to wish yourself the happiest and most wonderful new year. Take a moment to consider what it is you want to see grow in the year ahead. Who and how do you want to be? And hold this vision, this blessing for yourself in your heart of hearts. And when you're ready, gently roll to one side. You can press through strong arms. Gently transition into a comfortable seated posture with your eyes and your hands folded before your heart. And Anjali Mudra. And a final gesture of the most sincere self-reverence, a gesture that recognizes and honors the indwelling light, the voice of the true teacher, the virtuosity of your heart, and a gesture that places this aspect of the self before us as a guide and an offering in all we do. As you bow to your heart, with all my heart, I bow to every one of you. I'm so grateful for this time, this practice together to start the new year. So I thank you for your practice and I thank you for your presence. And more than anything, I thank you for all that you are and all that you do every single day of this life in the year ahead. Thank you for all that you are. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being together today. I hope we have lots of time together this year. If this is it, way to go. You got to yoga, great way to start. It'll probably be busy for the next month or so. So just, get a little accustomed to getting in closer when you are, and then, we'll see a dip. It's the nature of things, yeah. But we'll be here. We've been here for almost 15 years now. So if you dip out, dip back in. It's always fun to see out there, just making it better. Yoga or no yoga. Take the balls if you like them. If I was cutting out, I feel like that's a me thing and not an everyone thing, and I have no idea why. Happy New Year.